What do you think about some of the players, former player? I had Dan Fouts on yesterday. He said that the San Diego Chargers are dead. He sounded downright depressed. LaDainian Tomlinson is going to go into the Pro Football Hall of Fame mere weeks after this move. Do you think there's any pressure from San Diego fans for these guys to maybe make a stand and not carry the Chargers standard bearers logo anymore?
At this moment, and I really think that the fans of San Diego have so much to find out, when the schedule is released, when training camp starts, when the season starts, as the season goes along, I think they're going to know more about how they feel about this. But as of right now, I would take, based on what I hear from a lot of people, the majority sentiment would be that, yes, change your name, please. Certainly don't do this weird logo that you came up with yesterday and keep the Chargers name. We don't have time, Rich, to talk about how bizarre that whole thing is, going from one of the iconic, really, right, one of the best logos in sports to whatever that was. So, yes, I think that would be the sentiment. But I say that with the caveat, I really think the people of San Diego haven't begun to process and don't really have any idea what it is they're going to want. Let's make it clear. It's ignorant of people back east to say, oh, it's only 100 miles up the road. As you know, Rich, San Diego and L.A. are different countries practically,
Yeah.
and people in San Diego don't view L.A. Well, I don't think people in L.A. really, view us at all. Other than to come down for some vacation on a weekend. But San Diego thinks L.A. is evil.
What was the story with that that logo, though? Best you can hear, because we're hearing that's just a placeholder, and then it showed up on their avatar right away on Twitter and made us all think that that's the new logo of the team. How quickly did they come up with this? Best you know.
I can't tell you that I did any research on that yesterday, other than other people at my paper telling me, yeah, that was sort of an accident. Wasn't it deleted from the NFL.com account? I think that's accurate. But what I do know is this team started working on some of the plans that are going into place now in terms of the move, in terms of marketing, before the planned move last year to Carson. So this wasn't come up with in the last week or two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Kevin, I read your piece. San Diego will thrive without LA's 10th team. What do you mean by 10th team? You just counting the number of teams up here, or you're implying something about the Chargers' place in Los Angeles?
Listen, I want to make sure. I know that comes off as bitter and awful hopeful of a guy who's going to be staying in San Diego. The Chargers may very well succeed up there. I wrote a few things this year and talked about a few things that there is a young talent base here that belies a 5-11 record, and very few people think more highly of Phillip Rivers than I do. I think that this is a team that could go up there and win. What I mean by that is I've been in the LA market. It was a while ago, and I keep up with it. These people aren't bitter. These aren't angry. These aren't Yankee and Philly fans, right? But you know what they are? They're easily bored. So if the Chargers were to continue to flounder as they have, there'll be a non-entity there. And maybe I'm being generous to say that they would be the 10th team. I say that facetiously. It's the darn NFL, all right?
Yeah.
They're gonna have a presence in LA, and I'll tell you what. They're getting a great guy in Phillip Rivers, and I think there will be some curiosity. And I talked to him this morning, and then I'll tell you what, this guy's sad, and he, 7 of his 8 kids were born in San Diego, and he really is. I don't think it'd be too much for me to say that he's really devastated for his family and for the people of San Diego. But if you know anything about Phillip Rivers, you know that he'll be up there next week, and he'll be very sincerely pumping excitement about what he is excited to bring to the Los Angeles Chargers, which he acknowledged, by the way, he can't even believe he's saying out loud.
Yeah, me too.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.